Hello, Aries. Welcome back. You must have subscribed and clicked that bell by now, surely, in order to get these notifications on these videos. This is the second video on your spring reading, on your equinox reading. And so we're going to be looking on this side, on the right-hand side of your petal, your flower, and see what's happening in the relationships over the next 3 months. Here we have the karmic path for the next 3 months and the influences from the universe. And then we've got this first month here of your Aries season. And then we've got the Taurus season, which is a real sort of moment of clarification, as Taurus often does. Well, I'll be honest with you, Aries, doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. It's similar, yeah, similar reading to one of your next but one neighbours, Aries, Aquarius. And it could be a case of where you're starting your new season. You might be focused a lot on your material path rather than on your spiritual path. And as you do focus on that, it may mean that your spiritual and emotional path may be paying for that. So, you know, the universe here has got that Five of Swords, a bit of a headache, but then also it's a case of not getting involved in situations or arguments and stuff like that that does not serve you or your partnership or your family or your group of friends. And it's wishing for that future. That's what you're going to be looking at around you, within your relationships, within your family and friends and stuff like that. You're going to be trying to encourage that new way of being for this new year and that new paradigm. And getting involved with nature, I think, would be a really good idea for you guys. And bringing your partner or your family and your friends on that journey. Because on this first month here, you might be overrun with your work and very passionate about your work. So emotionally, it may give you that sensation that you're feeling a little bit trapped, a little bit limited in your physical world and the material world by your relationships. And this is where it gets similar to the Aquarius readings, because after that, once we move into Taurus season, you've got that Nine of Wands, and that says healthy boundaries. And that's possibly where you've got to put real healthy boundaries between your work side of life, and your emotional side of life, and don't let it invade your life too much. And then in Aquarius and Gemini season, in 3 months' time, you know, things may not have worked out. Those wishes may not have worked out the way in what you perceived. Okay? There is, obviously, you can change this destiny. And if you change this destiny, I think it's going to be based upon that star card, to see what's happening with that, to see how you apply your wishes. You could be wishing for things that are just not possible. Blimey, Aries. Aries. Let's have a look at your flower at the moment. You know, you've got that cardinal earth that comes up and that cardinal fire of your good selves. On this side, you've got that mutable water and mutable fire. So are you not wishing hard enough? You know, as you go from this in your first month, there might have been a lot of worries, and that might be that sensation of feeling trapped. It's causing you a little bit of, you know, sleepless nights. How's this relationship going to go? How's this group of friends going to go? Or how's this, you know, this lover's going to go? Yeah, it seems to be putting a lot of pressure on you at the moment. And this is what might give you that sensation of feeling trapped. This is where you can change things. So if you put your heart into it, not as in like your heart and soul, but your joys, if you put your joys out there and sort of saying, look, I'd like to try this. I'd like to, I don't know, go surfing. You've never been surfing. So you say to your partner, I'd love to go surfing. They may not like the beach. They may not like surfing, but they may like the beach. So they can be on the beach and whilst you go and do a bit of surfing. Or vice versa. You can turn around and sort of say, I think I'd just like to go lay down on the beach. And then your partner say, great. And that means I can do a bit of sea kayaking or, you know, or playing in the waves and stuff like that. But if you express those things, you're going to reduce that sensation of feeling trapped and trapped within the situation. And then after that, you have the 10 of Wands. Now you had that in your physical reading as well. So go and have a look at that. It's linked in the description below. And I think this is tied really into those boundaries. And I don't think it is a case, I think it's a case of, you know, the 10 is where they've come to the end of the journey, as it were. He's already had that laden journey all the way through. And those healthy boundaries in Taurus season will help you to, actually stop carrying the world upon your shoulders. Aries, you worry a lot. You really do. And maybe, I think if you worry too much, a lot of these sort of blocking things will actually manifest itself. If you allow your heart to shine and explore those sort of pleasures within other people, then, you know, you will mitigate a lot of these sort of situations, you know. And it's going to make sure that, so you've got to be wise and prudent in how you put out your emotions, because this is where you might feel a little bit disappointed in Gemini season that some people might not have stepped up to the plate. I think that's a good thing, because it's going to make it very clear for you who's with you and who's not. And when you realize that, then you will stop having, you know, you don't have to invest in friends or family members who are not stepping up to the plate. And it'd be good for them to know that as well, so then that they can work on themselves, you know. I'm actually going to pull a card, put a couple of cards on what's the outcome of the 5 of Cups here. I think you got the 9 of Cups in your physical reading in that exact position as well. And I think that if you realize this and you'll say true to yourself, look at that, that's really good. You know, if you realize this, you will all of a sudden come out of these 3-month period, which may have seemed really trying for you, in a really beautiful way, where you'll be able to express yourself a lot with a far greater ease, be a lot clearer about yourself. And that's going to bring in those combining gifts from the universe that people will step up to the plate. So there's a lot of work on the relationships this side for the next 3 months for you, Aries. But there's definitely massive, massive silver linings that you can apply to mitigate a lot of these things. And I think that's going to tie in with the Ace of Cups, the Star, the 9 of Wands, and the 9 of Wands and that 5 of Cups. So work is on the table, and you can do this, Aries, but you've got to be a little bit detached from it all, so you can just allow yourself to sort of enjoy life. Okay, so there you go, Aries. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell. And it'd be interesting to see how this pans out over the next sort of 3 months. You got that last video coming out tomorrow, which is all to do with your spiritual growth, your personal development that we're going to be doing over these next 6 months. So don't forget, life should be fun, and please do enjoy.